On these next two examples, we are not given the y-intercept and the slope. Instead, we're just given 2 points that the line passes through. So in order to do these, first we got to find the slope. And we're going to use the slope formula that you guys used back in section 5.1 when you found the slope between 2 points. So we're going to just a quick review of the slope formula. The slope formula, on top we subtract the y coordinates, which in this case is -8 minus 1. Those two are the y coordinates. And on the bottom we subtract the x coordinates, which in this case is 5 minus 2. Okay. So when we simplify this, on top we end up with -9. And on the bottom we end up with 3. So the slope of the line through these 2 points is -3. So this is what we know so far. Y is equal to -3x plus b. We do not know what the y-intercept is. Well, what we can do next is take one of these points and plug in the y-coordinate for y and the x-coordinate for x. So all I did was I took the y-coordinate 1, put it in for y, this equation, and I took the x-coordinate, put it in for x. And then I'm just going to solve this equation for b then. First thing I'm going to do is multiply the -3 and the 2 to get -6. And then to get the b by itself, I add 6 to both sides. So b is equal to 7. That is the y-intercept. So then y is equal to -3x plus 7. And that is the slope-intercept form of that line. Now, I know what you're thinking, or at least you should be thinking this. Well, would it turn out to be the same if I chose that other point of 5, -8 instead of 2, 1 to plug in? Well, let's try it. We're going to take this equation, and we're going to plug -8 in for the y, and we're going to plug 5 in for the x. And we're still going to solve for b. And hopefully we'll still get 7. So first we multiply the -3 times 5, which is -15, plus the b. And to get the b by itself, you would add 15 to both sides, and -8 plus 15 is in fact 7. So we get 7 no matter which point we choose. So it doesn't matter which point you choose for those, you will get that y-intercept no matter which point you choose. Now, in b, once again, we're going to find the slope of this line. And on the top, we're going to subtract the y-coordinates, -2 and -3. And on the bottom, we're going to subtract the x-coordinates. Now, one thing to be careful of with this slope formula, notice since I started with the -2 on top, I started with its partner in the denominator. So I have to start with 3 in the denominator. If I took -3 minus -2 on top, then I would have to take 1 minus 3 in the denominator. So in that case, order does matter a little bit. If you notice over here, since I started with the -8 on top, I started with its partner x-coordinate in the bottom. So just be careful that you're keeping that order straight when finding slope. What will happen if you do switch those around is that you will end up with the wrong sign. So just be very careful of that. So on the top we have -2 minus -3, which becomes -2 plus 3, which is 1. And in the denominator, 3 minus 1 is 2. So the slope is 1/2. So this is what we have so far. Y is equal to 1/2 x plus our y-intercept, which is b, which we don't know yet. So what we're going to do is choose one of our points, and it doesn't matter which one. I'm going to choose this one this time. And I'm going to put the y coordinate, or negative 3, in for y. And I'm going to put the x coordinate, or 1, in for x. So then when I solve for b, the first thing I do is multiply the 1/2 times a 1. And then, to solve for b, I'm going to subtract 1/2. So the b, or the y-intercept, is negative 3.5. Or if you'd rather an improper fraction, that would be negative 7/2. So our linear equation for the line through these 2 points is y is equal to 1/2 x minus 3.5. And that is the equation for the line through those 2 points. In the next video, we are going to graph linear functions that are given to us in slope-intercept form.